So what did white women become addicted to?
The Casual Killing Act was written because of the number of people who were killed while being corrected.
We already talked about the Casual Killing Act in the 1600s to protect white women from prosecution from beating black babies to death.
Such slave and shall happen to be killed in such correction, it shall not be counted felony, but the master, owner, and every other person so
But
giving
what other
correction shall be
privileges
acquitted of
did
all
they
punishment
become
or
accustomed
accusation
to?
for the same, as if such accident had never happened. You know how hard it is to beat someone to death?
Imagine having your sense of superiority, beauty, and femininity predicated on having a permanent underclass of women beneath you. What happens when that predication was built on a lie, and the moment the system that exalted you moves its crippling foot off of her neck, and she rises and shines like the nebulous, unstoppable black girl magic lace star she always was? What happens to your sense of self? What happens when you learn your genes are recessive, your birth rate numbers are low, and your coping drug use is high? And the world which gave you unearned, undue dominion no longer falls at your feet. And you see them same negresses inexplicably happy, joyous, juicy, and jubilant, when you, who seemingly has everything, is popping pills just to cope. What happens when you see a group of women who your people tried to destroy still create joy and take nothing, turn it into something, be beaten, crippled, and bred to be chattel, called a monkey, still create new heights of beauty and regality? What happens when they're celebrating life in a pandemic and you're sitting staring through your blinds less than 44 seconds from the door, pretending you have some important job, but
I want to keep watching. I want to keep watching. That video was on the other channel. I will put the link here because, woo child, I forgot I was going in like that back in those pandemic days. Oh, if I had the time to make those types of videos now. Woo, with the music and the editing, oh, it was too much. So the Casual Killing Act. So the Casual Killing Act protected white women from the amount of black children that they were beating to death, like the cruelty. When they try to act like it was just white men, the election let us know it's not just white men. These women profited from, they were served on hand and foot. And when you got up and were quote unquote freed, they were crippled. They didn't know how to do anything on their own. They didn't know how to season. Let me just continue going forward. I don't want to, because we already know that they're still seasonally challenged, but let's continue going forward because
we're jealous. I think we're jealous because we would love to be that, I think, and we don't know how to break out of the indoctrination